You are watching a game right now. Maybe you don't realize it, but somewhere on this planet, at this exact second, millions of people are screaming at a ball, a round object, kicked by a foot, flying through the air toward a goal. And the real answer to why that matters to you, to your brain, your body, your tribe, is far stranger than you think. Soccer didn't begin in England in 1863. It didn't begin in ancient China either. It began in a moment so old that the people who lived it had no language to describe it. No stadiums, no referees, no jerseys, just mud, open ground, and the most powerful force in human evolution, the need to compete inside a group. Your brain is not a modern organ. It is an ancient machine running inside a modern body. And that machine was built, over hundreds of thousands of years, to do exactly what you do when you watch a match. To feel tension, to pick a side, to celebrate victory as if it were your own survival. Because once, it was. Go back 2 million years, your ancestors didn't have tools the way you think of tools. They didn't have writing. They didn't have fire yet. What they had was each other, small groups. 10, maybe 20 individuals, moving across open landscapes in East Africa, hunting together, sleeping together, surviving together. The group was everything. Lose the group, you die. Simple. And inside that group, status mattered enormously. Researcher Robin Dunbar at the University of Oxford has spent decades studying the size of human social groups and the way status hierarchies function inside them. His conclusion is striking. The human brain evolved, in large part, to track social relationships, to know who is above you, who is below you, who owes you, who you owe. Status was survival. Now here is where it gets interesting. How do you establish status without killing each other every day? You play, you compete, you test your speed, your strength, your coordination inside a context that has rules, even if those rules are unspoken. Anthropologist Peter Gray at Boston College has argued that play is not a break from evolution. Play is evolution. It is how young primates, including young humans, practice the skills that will keep them alive and respected inside their group. Throw a round object, kick it, see who can control it longest, see who can aim it most accurately, see who wins. This is not entertainment. This is rehearsal. Rehearsal for the hunt, rehearsal for the fight, rehearsal for leadership. Your ancestors were playing long before they called it a game. The earliest physical evidence we have of a ball game comes from Mesoamerica. The Olmec civilization, one of the oldest in the Americas, was playing a rubber ball game as far back as 1600 BCE. Archaeologist Michael Coe, who spent his career studying Mesoamerican cultures, documented ball courts across dozens of ancient sites. Some courts were enormous, hundreds of feet long. With stone rings mounted high on the walls as goals, the game had rules, it had spectators, it had winners and losers, and in some versions it had consequences far more severe than a yellow card. But the Olmec didn't invent the impulse, they inherited it, from something far older. In ancient China, a game called Cuju was being played as early as 300 BCE. Cuju means, literally, kick the ball. Players used a round leather ball filled with feathers or hair. The goal was a small hole in a silk net hung between two poles. Teams competed. Crowds watched. The Han Dynasty made it an official military training exercise because commanders understood what evolution had already figured out. A man who can control a ball with his feet under pressure has coordination, focus, and the ability to perform inside a team. Those are the exact skills you need in battle. The ball was always a tool for training the body and the mind to function inside a group under stress. Now here is the part your brain already knows, but has never heard explained. When your team scores, your body releases dopamine, the same neurochemical released when you eat food, when you experience love, when you succeed at something personally. Researcher Daniel Wan at Murray State University has published extensively on sports fan psychology. His research shows that identifying with a team activates the same neural pathways as identifying with your own family, your own tribe. When your team wins, your testosterone levels rise. When your team loses, they fall. Your body does not know the difference between your tribe winning a hunt and your team winning a match. It responds identically. You are not watching a game. Your ancient brain is monitoring the survival of your group. This is why a stadium of 80,000 people can move as one organism. This is why strangers hug each other after a goal. This is why grown adults cry when their team is relegated. It is not irrational. It is the oldest rational response your species has. The group survived. The group failed, and you are part of the group. There is a concept in evolutionary psychology called coalitional psychology. The idea, developed by researchers like John Tooby and Leda Cosmides at the University of California, Santa Barbara, is that the human mind evolved specific mental tools for forming coalitions, groups united against a common opponent. Your brain is extraordinarily good at this. It identifies allies instantly. It tracks enemies. It monitors loyalty. It punishes defection. These are not behaviors you learned. They are behaviors you were born with. Behaviors that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years. Soccer is the most efficient trigger for coalitional psychology ever invented. 2 teams, clear colors, a ball, a goal, 90 minutes. Your ancient brain snaps into place like a key in a lock it was always meant to open. Think about the last time you watched a match. You probably didn't think about any of this. You just felt it. The tension in your chest when the opposition pressed forward. The eruption in your body when your team scored. The hollow feeling when the final whistle blew and the wrong team celebrated. You felt it in your body before your mind had time to explain it. That feeling is not new. It is old, older than language, older than civilization, older than the wheel. Somewhere, 100,000 years ago, on a flat piece of open ground, a young human kicked a round stone. Others watched. Someone cheered. Someone groaned. A group held its breath together. And in that moment, without knowing it, without words to name it, your ancestors invented the most popular game in the history of the world. They weren't playing soccer, but they were playing something that soccer never stopped being. A rehearsal for survival. A ritual of belonging. A way for a group of humans to feel, together, what it means to be alive. Tonight, somewhere in the world, 80,000 people will hold their breath at once, and they won't know why it feels so important, but now you do.